Howdy, y'all. Joe Hills here, recording as I always do in Nashville, Tennessee. I am at the top of the Nether Hub, looking for a Nether Cub, because he and I recently corresponded about the Elytra situation. Oh, I think I hear Cub coming now.
Hello, Joe. How are you?
Howdy, Cub. I'm doing exceptionally well. I'm up here in the top of the Nether, on account of it's very difficult to get down and back again without an Elytra. You wouldn't happen to believe
Yeah.
that I lost 2 Elytras in lava within 24 hours of each other?
Oh, really? Wow.
My entire inventory of Elytras, as well as my entire inventory, was basically lost.
That's pretty rough, man. That's pretty rough. But yeah, this is your third Elytra here. It's been over a year since we signed the contract, so I think the contract is up after a year. That was the fine print. But this is the Elytra, and we're also going to give you 2 stacks of rockets, complimentary, on the house.
Ooh, wow, that is some mighty fine print. I wasn't expecting the rockets too. That's actually really helpful because yeah, I was about to jump down there and not be able to get back up. So.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you got the Elytra back now. That's really useful to have. By the way, I went on your roller coaster recently, Joe.
Oh, indeed.
Good time. It was a good time.
I'm glad. You know, you should be able to have good times thanks to everyone on the server, not just Scar.
That's true. That's true. Very true.
Well, thank you very much for riding, and thank you for fulfilling and apparently now concluding your Elytra contract with me. We'll need to get Grian to organize some sort of other game that I can sell you of vault coordinates for or something like that, and then maybe we can get another contract going in the future.
Yeah, definitely.
Cool. Well, thank you very much, Cub.
See you later, Joe.
Keep adventuring.
Will do.
I immediately flew into a cactus. We are back here at our hermitage, based on the map by Greg A. Vaughn from his Dungeons & Dragons adventure, The Tamarat's Fate. Assuming that I can remember how to take off with this Elytra. Woo! Look at that. I was going to say, we're on a tropical island, but I can't say that anymore, because it would be lying. And deceiving your followers is not acceptable as a YouTuber. Our code of ethics prevents ever lying as YouTubers. That's why you can trust us. You know? So even though I'm not 100% sure that the fine print of that contract really said that it expired in 12 months, Cubfan's a great guy. And he would not lie because he's on YouTube and he's perfect in every way. He's smart, handsome, and strong, and willful. He's just brilliant across the board, and he would never lie to any of us. But when I'm thinking back about it, the Grian headhunt was about 10 months ago, not 12. So maybe, even though Cubfan would never intentionally deceive anyone, let alone me, you know, his most beautiful and delicate friend, maybe he needs a reminder of how the year works. Maybe we should construct for him some manner of calendar. Now, I don't know what kind of calendar. Should it be Gregorian? Should it be Julian? Should it be Mayan? I don't know. It can't be yours because you're not here. You're just enjoying this later, after the fact. But for me, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go read the Wikipedia article on calendars, figure out which ones would be the funniest to build in Cubfan's base, or where would be the most inconvenient place. Really, that's the real question. Is like, I was like, where is Cubfan's base? And then I was like, where would Cubfan hate having a calendar? Let's work through this step by step. Yeah. So we're going to have to do some research on calendars and what ones would be most visually appealing and terrible to have by your base. So I am enjoying these rockets though. Those were a very nice touch. Look at this whole building. I wish I could say I designed this. Great job, Greg A. Vaughn and team. But I'm happy with how my interpretation into the 3-dimensional realm has gone. Although we are missing a few fireplace chimneys. Should be other chimneys sticking up. Okay. I was gonna say I'm gonna get distracted by planning chimney locations instead of getting distracted reading Wikipedia. Let's go get distracted reading Wikipedia about calendars. You can pause the video and go do that now too. Good news, everybody. I was able to purchase some books from Impulse's iTrade shop, so we now have Mending and Unbreaking 3 on our Elytra, as well as Mending on these gold boots. I topped those off, along with my pickaxe and what have you, at the beautiful gold farm. Plus, look what I found. I found some stone. I thought to myself, of all the calendars that we've considered, building Cubfan a Stonehenge, it's just going to be better than building him a French Revolutionary metric calendar or some sort of crazy Kodak Eastman industrial standard calendar with 13 months. Although I do like that one of the months is named Soul. I think that's a good name for a month. But anyway, what I was thinking too, when it comes to pranks, I always like to build the pranks in a place where the hermit will see it, but where if they choose to leave the prank intact, it won't get in the way of their day-to-day operations. If I built a Stonehenge inside of one of Cubfan's coral shops or something, for example, he's going to have to remove it. He's going to have to remove a giant Stonehenge inside the coral shop. I flew in the wrong direction, you guys. I was trying to fly to the Concorp Country Club, and instead I'm accidentally here at our glass Parthenon. So, this is not a good place to put something to surprise Cub, because he won't be here. If we set it up, though, along the edge of the golf course somewhere, where it's an interesting visual element you can see from the course, we're definitely going to be bothering him in that we're interfering with his golf course's day-to-day operations. I flew the wrong way twice. But we're not going to be doing something where he doesn't have the opportunity to say, you know what, maybe this is fine. Let's go ahead and pick one of the holes on the golf course that maybe... There we go. So if we go to hole 1 here, which, oh, dang it. This is why we carry ender pearls now. Boom. Next problem. Why don't we go scout out places that we could set up a Stonehenge that Cubfan would be able to see, but it wouldn't be a must-destroy element. Time skip. I figure one of the best places to set up a Stonehenge that will be visible and arguably bothersome to Cub, but might be decorative and fun enough to keep, will be somewhere along his golf course. He's got all of these golf holes set up where he has like a fairway and a green, and, you know, there's a lot of surrounding area that's quite frankly just currently beautiful natural elements. And Stonehenge, being about 5,000 years old, could really nicely complement those beautiful natural elements. What if we just built it on this hill over here? That was going to be an example, but like I'm looking at this hill over here's location in relation to the golf course, and this is kind of good. I figured we would have to visit like 8 holes before we found a good place for this, but now I'm kind of thinking, yeah, this is just it. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to set up a practice henge real quick. Whoops, and just see how visible this is from nearby. This is not going to be technically optimal. This is not the exact real dimensions we're building this at either. We're just trying to get a sense of, is this a viable henge type structure? A henge related endeavor. So we're going to lay these blocks across here like this. Then we're going to fly back to the actual, where's the box that the tee box is called. Okay, so if I'm over here, can I see that henge? No. No, I can't. And in some ways, that makes this a perfect sleeper prank, because once people hit the ball, most of them are actually going to overshoot it, though. Normally when I try playing golf here, this is where the ball ends up the first time. And you know what? That hill... You're just going to fly past it without even seeing it with the ender pearls in the golf club. So I'm thinking maybe this isn't as good a hill as we thought. Okay, let's go ahead and pack this up and then check out the other 18, no, 17 holes, because this is an 18-hole course and this is hole 1. We're going to see if any of the other locations might be more suitable. Now, the back 9 is almost entirely mesa, and the rolling hills of England have very few Masonic elements, so I'm thinking if we want to have this tableau be a little bit more natural feeling, we're probably going to want to do this on the front 9 of the course. So let's see what we can find along this first area here. Okay, hole 2, a little bit more woody. Doesn't really have a lot of opportunities. We got a whole desert over here, so that's out. So let's see. After you end hole 2, where's the path to hole 3? Hole 3 is right here. You can just check this out. With hole 3, you're kind of shooting this way. I really want to do this in a biome with more lush hills. Okay, so you fly over the village here. You get up to here to hole 5. Whoops. Thanks, the ground. My favorite, as always. So we're going to swing up here now. This one is interesting because we've got these lush green areas. So here's the green. But like maybe somewhere up here or alongside here would be good. I don't like having the snowscape in the background though. And a random villager. How are you even here? Why are you following me? That's strange. Okay, core concept though. Yeah, this is just too cold a biome to feel really Stonehenge friendly here. Now this over here, okay. Look at this, we got this nice big plain here. We could set up a Stonehenge like right here or so. Let's go ahead and just see how these plinths look. We'll get the plinths in place. We'll do 2 plinths, and then we'll do a lintel. And we'll get a sense of how that, reads. We might want to use andesite or something instead of just plain stone. But yeah, so you get over here to hole 4. Oh, that henge, that's a visible henge. Now, hole 5, of course, you're playing that way. So, this really is not that bad. You can see it as you approach the shop here. But on the whole, also, no one's claimed this beacon yet? Wow, I need to try and get a hole in one over. Okay, so this portal here, people come out of this portal. Now, biggest problem with that henge right there is you can't see it from the portal, I would say. So, part of me wants to just lower this whole, do some terraforming here. Now, in terms of prank impact, that's kind of rude to Cub, because if he decides he wants to fix this prank, he's going to have to put this hill back. But he also was 2 months off on his calendar estimate, so maybe we owe it to him to make sure that the calendar is easy to read. So we're just going to go through here. Oh, can I turn on this beacon, actually? That would really save a lot of time for everybody involved. Is there an ender chest here? Oh, man. I love that Concorp can't help but provide the means of its own, I was going to say destruction, but it's not real. I mean, its own improvement. Okay, whatever. Can we turn on haste? Oh, this isn't a real pyramid. Oh, man. That's sorely disappointing. I do have some blocks of iron. So we could build... Yeah, okay. I mean, I know this is a prank, but like there's a certain amount of damage that I'm willing to do and a certain amount of damage that just seems excessive. And completely removing that pedestal for the beacon seems like it kind of gets into the excessive range. So let's just go ahead and clear the field of vision from the portal so that people will be able to see the Stonehenge better. We'll come back here with some bone meal and replant the grass, and I think this should be good. Time skip! Good news, everyone. I realized I can just take a bunch of my emerald blocks and move this beacon over, which saved me a ton of time. Now, to you guys, it's all the same. Every time skip is equally instantaneous. But the joy in my heart, that, I hope, shines through to this video. Now, one thing that you can see is we're going to recuperate or recover many of these emerald blocks, which, man, I gotta say, that shop that Asuma has, one of the greatest improvements to the server ever. That is a Season 6 difference, you know? People are like, Joe, what's your favorite thing you added on the server on Season 6? You being collective there. It's clearly Asuma's emerald shop. Anyway, we're going to give that grass time to grow back. Now, I've been able to hew out a good amount of this hill here, which is going to give us clearance to see that Stonehenge there better. But we're going to want to plant some grass and get some more flowers in here, just in general, to make this not look quite so unnatural, where we kind of cut things down a bit. Okay. Now, of course, the tallest grass we might clear out, just because this is a golf course adjacent area, so it shouldn't be too rowdy out there. Okay, great. So yeah, with that land cleared, the henge might not be too accessible from the tee box, or visible from the tee box, but when you cross this bridge, that is going to be a solid, highly visible henge-type structure. Same thing for the portal. Somebody coming over here to go through the portal. What's that out of the corner of their eye? What's that? Boom. Henge. You want to know what month it is? Just come to hole 5 on the Concorp golf course. You know, they're probably going to end up selling this as another fine Concorp service. But you know what? That's fine. Everything I do ends up getting monetized by Cubfan and Good Times with Scars somehow anyway, so might as well do a good job at it. Now, this might not be exactly to scale, but this does kind of sell the concept of henge. That was a sheep out of nowhere. Okay, look, I don't got food for you, buddy. Just keep moving. Yeah, a lot of wild animals in this field. Much like medieval, or actually, I was going to say medieval England was like probably 800, 900 years ago. Stonehenge, they started construction on that about 5,000 years ago. So that's a pretty good classic English thing. I'm going to go ahead and start laying out, though, the exact locations of the different plinths. And then once we get the plinths in place, we can get the lintels laid. I think that'll be a good thing to do off camera, because you guys don't love it when I sit here and slowly count out like 1, 2, 3. Oh, wait, what number was I on? Okay, wait, let's go back to the beginning. There's a cow for 45 minutes. I'm saving you 45 minutes. When was the last time somebody else in your life saved you 45 minutes? Ask yourself that. Time skip. I know I said I was going to spend about 45 minutes off camera. It might have actually been an hour, but I have laid out the 33-meter ring of stand-in sarsen stones as well as fallen sarsen stones over here. When folks come here to hit that hole, ball into the 4th hole, I think we are going to have quite the show for them. They're going to have a beautiful little Stonehenge here. The contrast against the sky from the gaps just really works. Now, what we haven't done, while I have done the fallen sarsen stones on the outer ring and the stand-in stones on the outer ring, I have not done the horseshoe of trilithons. These stand-in stones, or stand-in sarsens out here, are about 4 meters high, with lintels that are about 1 meter thick. You got to keep in mind, this thing was built over the last 5,000 years, so they had a lot of time to procure the best possible materials. Some of these are still there. But what we have not started work on is, like I said, the horseshoe of trilithons on the interior here. Those are going to be 6 to 7 meters high. So I'm going to do a quick pass on getting those in, and then hopefully we can go disappear and leave Cub to discover this on his own without him. I don't want him logging in while I'm working on this. I need to find a way to trick him into playing golf, though, because he might not notice this immediately, but I think it's going to be fun. I think he's going to like it. A lot of effort went into this. I've rotated a map of the site over some graph paper with a 33 meter radius on like a pixel circle. I think it actually really gives a sense of the space in a real way. But it'll be even better when we get the interior in. Time skip. All right. You know, this is going to look a lot better on the folks who have shaders videos than mine. But, you know, it's about as accurate as I could get it without rotating it to actually face the sun the proper way. So, not only does it have a pond you can fall into, which is a lovely feature, but I also realized it's an absolutely inadequate calendar for Cubfan. So maybe I shouldn't. I was going to put a big sign that says, "Here's a calendar. Learn to keep your contracts, Cubfan." But now I'm just kind of embarrassed. What if we just leave and we pretend that this was always here? Nobody tell Cubfan I pranked him. We have abandoned the prank. Our astronomical calculations are off because I rotated the entire thing so it would look better from the golf course rather than thinking about the location of the sun and stars. Could you imagine how embarrassing it would be to move all of these rocks 25 miles 5,000 years ago and then have to tell people, oh, whoops, we put them up wrong. Take them all down, start over. Oh, that would be so bad. You would not want to be remembered by history. But let's look at this. This has come together really well. Now, of course, the internal horseshoe of trilithons, these blocks are all 2 meters higher than the surrounding blocks. We've got lintels across some of those. We've got a bunch of fallen sarsen stones in the middle. I am pretty proud of how this turned out, other than the fact that I completely failed at my original mission. So it's like, other than the abject failure, this was a great success. It looks great. It just doesn't do what we need it to do. So let's say somebody's running to the portal here. They're going to be like, oh, what's that out of the corner of my eye? Is that a Stonehenge? It is a Stonehenge. I could wander over here. It's located in a remote location. I actually thought, like, maybe I should move it closer. Once again, don't want to redo it. Also, though, I realize having this extra space means if Cub wants to build a visitor center, that would be a very concorp thing to do. Also, this replica of Stonehenge doesn't have all the human remains yet, so I could see them setting up some sort of booth where it's like, die next to Stonehenge and leave all your items. It's like you were buried at Stonehenge. Only 25 diamonds. That would be a very concorp fundraiser. So, I mean, I'm just giving away ideas and henges for free here. But anyway, hopefully if I need another Elytra before the insurance truly runs out, Cub will honor his agreement. In the meantime, I'm pretty happy with what we've got. Let's go ahead and take to the skies and give it a look from overhead. Oh, boom, check that out. That is a Stonehenge. Although, wait. Should some of these be over a little bit more? Is this not truly circular? I thought I'd nailed it pretty well. Okay. Yeah, I think that these stones here all need to be nudged over just slightly. Let me check my diagram. So checking my diagram, we're supposed to be able to go from here, 1, 2, 3, and then that should line up perfectly with this one. Okay. Yeah, objectively, this is incorrect. So we're just going to fix that, and then we'll end the episode. Time skip. There we go. That's already looking rounder. You guys might have noticed that this episode was mid-roll ad-free. That was thanks to $50 a month Patreon sponsor Winnie T. Ford. In lieu of that mid-roll ad, I will now read a poem of my own devising. This one's called All-Star Tiger. Tiger, tiger, skating slight, but not yet thinner than the ice. What encircled water warm will mightily embrace thy form? Does the cindrous globe aflame burn both mine and thine the same? In the way that I admire, without boredom, I seize the fire. Until next time, y'all, this is Joe Hills from Nashville, Tennessee. Keep adventuring.